Hey, grace and peace, everyone. This is Charles here with another Midweek Recharge. And this week, I want to talk about being an honest and empathetic reader of ancient texts, particularly scripture. But I think any ancient text that you read, you want to be an empathetic reader, largely because when the texts were written, there was not the framework, the consideration, the perspective that you and I have today. And this becomes particularly relevant for Christians reading the letter to the Hebrews. And so that's where a number of our recharges are going to come from in the next several weeks as we look at the rest of the letters in the New Testament of Scripture. And we're starting with Hebrews. And what's interesting to note about Hebrews, particularly in the first chapter, is there's so much made of Jesus being greater than the angels. And for you and I that are believers and have accepted Christ, that doesn't seem like a stretch. That doesn't seem like something particularly difficult to accept. But if you're a Jewish reader of this letter, at the time that it was written, that's a significant leap, because the angels played a really important part in the formation and the development of your faith, of your religion. They were God's messengers to humanity. They spoke with your father Abraham, and they spoke with Lot and Sodom and Gomorrah, and angels appeared to minister to Elijah in the form of birds, and the voice of the Lord, which was often attributed to an angel, appeared to Moses in the burning bush and throughout the scrolls of the Old Testament. And so angels were a really big deal. So for this author to come along and say Jesus is greater than the angels, that was a big statement. That was a tremendous statement, but a really important one, because it becomes the cornerstone, the foundation upon which the rest of the letter is written. Because if we can convince you that Jesus is greater than all spiritual beings, it's not a far stretch to get you to believe some other things. So my challenge to you this week is to look at the letters of the Old Testament, and in particular letters of Hebrews, or the letter of Hebrews, as an ancient Jewish reader. Put yourself empathetically in that position. Let the scripture talk to you as if you were someone that was struggling with the idea that a human could actually be greater than the angels. Let that be your recharge.